today's video, you guys. Today is going to be Face of the Month, some of my favorite things. Oops, I said the favorite word from the month of October. So I find a lot of favorite videos just mention everything that people bought during the month, and I wanted to keep it a little more concise and put on a full face of things that I bought and I loved for this month that were featured in videos that you saw this month. We're going to start with foundation. I am wearing sunscreen right now. I've mixed my Elastin, the white one, which is kind of thick, with a couple of pumps of the tinted one, which is a little too dark for me. And the reason I am wearing this is because it has a bit of a thickness to it. It's been on for about 45 minutes, so it's set up, even though I'm shiny. The thickness is for a reason, you guys. I reviewed this, the Haus Labs Tryclone foundation, and I talked about there is alcohol in this, about a fifth ingredient down, which doesn't delight me. I am 60 years old. My skin is on the drier side. It's oftentimes dehydrated, and alcohol is going to help speed that process up. But I thought with this sunscreen, I could get away with it, not every day, but a couple times a week. And honestly, this looks so pretty on the skin. The other issue was the shades are really pretty bad. But I managed to find a shade that works okay for me. I just have to figure out how to open the box. And this is what the bottle looks like. It's frosted. And frosted bottles also really make it hard to figure out what color you have. I'm just going to do really a pump and a half, so you can see what it looks like. That's the consistency. And it's a little bit peachy, but not too bad. I do feel it's a little light for me. My hands are lighter than my face, but it's the best shade that I could find for myself. So I thought what I might do is take this 35 brush from the new Sept from Rougher, and I'm just going to pick some up and put it, on the cheeks, on the area where I want a little better coverage, and see how this works. The sun is in and out today. I sat down just now because it's like, okay, it looks like it's going to be sunny now, but no. But this brush, I really couldn't figure out the best way to use it in my Rougher video, and I thought maybe it was really going to work for me best for the eyes, but I like it like this. So I'm just going to go with this, and here comes Grace, and going right through the back. And the areas where I have more to cover, and then I'll do my fingers, areas where it's okay. So this is the first time trying this brush in this way, and you know what? I like it. Okay, very hard to fight with the light, but I'm going to keep on going. I'm adding one more pump, and I did shake it up first and just kind of do the rest. I love this because it makes the skin look so darn pretty, and because it has a little bit more coverage than my favorite foundations. So the Reboot, the Givenchy, the Dior Forever Natural Nude, all have the same kind of finish, but they don't really build all that well when it comes to covering my redness. Although I think I'm going to actually get an XLV in the next couple of weeks to get rid of that redness. But it's just so pretty, you guys. If you can find a shade and you're willing to put on a thick sunscreen as your protectant against the alcohol, or if you don't care about alcohol, check it out. They're just going to put some right here in this little dimple I have. And I think it's so pretty. Unfortunately, we've lost the sun, so you can't see just how pretty it is, but it is. I'm going in with the Rougher 36, and these are all in a group, so kind of doesn't matter. Maybe one day they'll do them as singles, but right now it's a group. And I'm just doing this under the eye with my Clinique Even Better, which I need to finish because it's old. All right, there's my base. It's not everything, but it's my foundation, and I usually like to go on to eyes and let this set up before I powder. So for eyes, there are a couple of things. One, I got the elephant palette, and it's really pretty on the eyes. Ah, here comes the sun. And I quite like it, but we're not going to do a cheat. We're going to do this and this. These are the two things that I got this month. This is Rose Ink. It is a duo. I got a new one because mine broke because I dropped it. And I love this. To me, this is an evening look. I'm not too comfortable wearing something this dark during the day, but it's a very chic, sophisticated look to me. And to me, something that looks effortless and easy is chic, you know. And then, you know, we have the perfected look where everything is done perfectly well and simple at the same time, and that's, to me, chic and sophisticated. I don't know. I really, really like this, but I'm not going to use it because I am going to run some errands, and I just feel that's, I don't know, a little bit more evening to me. Dior came out with a limited edition. This is for holiday, I think, the Millefort collection. This is 1947, Miss Dior, and it's a lovely, cool palette that isn't too cool. It's a little bit different than you think it might be. Like, this isn't terribly pink. It's actually really, really pretty. And this is a little bit warm. It's a little bit peach. So we're going to go in with that. And because you've seen me do this already, and I will post that video up here, I'm just going to edit this pretty quickly and show you what I'm doing and a little bit of the lay down, and then we'll just go to the next step. But this all over the lid, which is not primed. I have sunscreen, which is quite wet, but gosh, it's just holding on to that. And really get inner corners to lighten everything up and just put it all over. I've taken this Hakuhodo. So I just did 10 days of a cleanse, which I'm definitely going to do a video on from a delivery service. And the first thing I wanted when it was over was naan from Trader Joe's, the garlic. Oh my God, there is nothing better. Throw it in a toaster, throw it in a microwave. Don't warm it up at all. It is so darn good. But if you warm it up and melt some butter on it, it's just, ugh, so, so good. And she agreed. And I had closed the container and had it on the countertop, and she was baying and going crazy in the kitchen, which never happened before. I couldn't figure out what was going on, and I went in there and I'm like, what are you doing, man? And went back to the living room, and she quieted down a little too much, I must say. So after 20 minutes or so, I got up and I came out to the back here, and I saw the wrapper torn in a million pieces on the ground, and she ate 3 pieces. This is a dog who's 25 pounds. 3 pieces of naan. So, Houston, we've got a problem. So I just went on with this center color, give myself a little bit of a shape. I'm going to go with this dark color by the lash line. This is a Hakuhodo. It's listed down before. I'm sorry, my magnifying glass has been in the kitchen so I can read the ingredients of the food I was eating. I just kept it in there for a couple of weeks. And I always forget to bring it back in here. So just a little bit by the lash line. And then I'm going to use my finger with this pinky shade and just get a little bit like right here. A little bit of lightness. So it's on the lid, but I'm not going inner corner because the first shade that I did is lighter, and I want that lightness right there. Going back with the Hakuhodo for blend. I'm going in with Victoria Beckham Satin Cajole in Bordeaux. And because my sunscreen is kind of thick, I'm going to go on with my By Terry before I go on with the Chantecaille powder. So the Chantecaille will be finishing me, but this will just kind of help with the moisture still going on. And now I'm going to go in with this powder from Chantecaille, which I believe is the one that people love so much, but that I never bought before. This has a slightly glowy finish, so it's the Blur Powder Glow. And that's my finishing powder. I'm going to just take it the cheeks a little bit so I can prepare for my blush. It's so pretty. I didn't put anything on my nose because I like the shine there. It's almost like I put a highlighter there without having to put a highlighter there. So for blush, I wanted to do a couple of things because I love this Westman Atelier gift set. And I think it's just the perfect, easy, does she wear makeup or is she that beautiful kind of color palette? And the lip product is very close to my own lip color. So I'm going to pick some up with my finger. And again, the color story works well with the eyeshadow. Look how easy that is. So easy. It's one of the very few cream blushes that you don't have to work too much. Do you know what I mean? Like you have to keep on blending because it's a little too wet. It just works. The other one that also, same thing, the Clé de Peau. There's something about that formula. You don't have to spend time blending it. So pretty. I just want to show you what the lip looks like so you can see how close it is to my lip color. Super close. Feels great. This is the kind of thing that I would keep in my car. Now I got the Elephant palette. This is the medium tone of all three. And I love both these blushes. I have to say, I like this coral one, even though there's a lot of reflection. And coral is to me more of a summer thing. But for today's eyeshadow look, I think I have to go in with this one. And that will help to lock down the Westman Atelier. So now I feel like I just went over to a little too much blush, but hopefully it'll calm down a little bit. And I'm going to use the same brush and go in with this bronzer color. Very lightly. Just adds a little bit of life. I feel especially when you have a foundation that is a little bit more coverage, you need to bring life back to the face with a little bit of bronzer. And I feel like, now it looks like skin. Just the littlest bit on top of the cheeks. But if I wanted to look like, I've been in the sun, I do a lot more. But I'm just trying to get, a little bit of life. I totally feel like it looks like real skin after doing that. So, blush, bronzer here, plus from the Westman Atelier. I think I am going to put a little powder on the nose because it's a little too shiny. There we go. So far so good. I think it's super fresh, pretty look, and I love everything that I have on my face. I need to do mascara and brows, and I want to change, and then we'll do lips back in a flash. All right, I am back. I just did a little bit of mascara and a little bit of brow as promised, and I went into the other room, and this is just such a pretty look. There's nothing about it that I am not unhappy with. No, there's nothing about it that I'm not happy with. And I just want to hold my hands up to my face. So I feel like my hands are lighter than my face. It's not a feeling, it's the truth. And they still look like they are. But I feel like this is a tad too light for me, which will be fine. It'll be fine from now till about February or March when the sun comes up and for some reason I get a little bit darker even though I wear sunscreen. For lips, I really love this. I've seen nobody talk about it. This is the Laura Mercier Petal Soft Lip Crayon. And I have the color 303, which is maybe the perfect color for me. It's not as rosy as everything else on my face, which might be good actually. It helps to balance everything out. And I love this. It's super comfortable And it's not matte. I know a lot of people don't like matte lipsticks. I happen to like them, but it's not too shiny. It's the perfect color when you don't know what to wear. That doesn't have too much pink in it, but it's not warm either. There's no orange in it. It's just ideal. Maybe you would say it's a rosewood, but rosewoods oftentimes are very cool and sometimes have gray, and this doesn't have a gray look to it either. And that's the stuff that I got in October that I really, really like. And this is my face of the month. And I didn't blow dry my hair yesterday. I just put it in a bun, and it's still wet. Okay. That's it, you guys. That is my face of the month, the favorite things of mine that I bought in the month of October. And let's just go over it. The Haus Labs foundation, I think it is so incredibly beautiful. I love that it has a little bit more coverage, but I don't know if you would say it's full coverage. This quint, if it's something that is interesting to you because it's not too cool. Like purples can have gray in them and be very, very deadening, and pinks can make you look, well, some people feel that it makes them look ill or rabbity. I don't think this does either of those things. I think it's very, very balanced, and it is limited edition, so if that's something that you are interested in, you should, probably hop on it in the next month or so. I'm not sure how long it'll be. I think they just make them, and if it sells out, it's bye-bye. The palette, the medium palette, which is the Elephant palette from Hourglass for the Ambient Unlocked. I wish this was magnetic so you don't get your fingers snapped up in this. So fresh, so lovely, really enjoy it. The powder from Chantecaille, super beautiful. It's mattified, I'm not as shiny, for instance, on my forehead as I am right here. But it doesn't make me matte. It has a beautiful sheen to it that gives the skin a very fresh look. In my opinion, I happen to like that. This is such a great gift. You saw how easily that blush worked. Just bang. The lip color, bang. And the highlighter is very, it's not sparkly. You're not going to get that from Westman Atelier. Just reined in and kind of chic and super easy, and I love that set. And the lip color, perfection. And I think that's it, you guys. Yeah, I think that's it. My face of the month for October. Sorry, I know it's a weird one. When I have things like the sun coming in and out, it throws me because I feel like, oh, here's the sun and I have to talk really fast. And then I kind of fall all over my words and I get a little kind of ditzy. Every time I sit down, I'm like, today's the day that I'm gonna just be like normal. And well, yeah, I can't even think of what other word I would use, but just more like you're talking to a friend while they're putting on makeup, which is a little bit more what I want to present. And then I get really thrown when we're having clouds because I feel like I'm working against it, and then I rush, and then I feel like I rush too much, and now I'm doing a close that is absolutely bonkers. Case in point, prime example. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope it was helpful, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe and smart, and until we meet again, I'm wishing you good health.